Finally, we want to add our code to GitHub. I have found the best way to do this is following GitHub's documentation. Step 1 is create a new repository on GitHub. To avoid errors, we don't want to initialize the new repository with the README, license, or gitignore files. We can always add these files after our project has been pushed to GitHub. So here, what we'll call it is the Udemy Twitter bot. That passes the tests. Repo used for creating a Twitter bot that retweets my likes. And again, we're not going to initialize this and not add either of those. So let's create the repository. And then let's head to our terminal. After opening our terminal, we want to make sure we change the current working directory to our local project, which we're in with our Twitter bot and virtual environment. Next step is to initialize the local directory as a Git repository. To do this, we are going to run git init and hit enter. We've now initialized an empty Git repository. The next step is to add the files in our new local repository. This stages them for the first commit. To do this, we run git add, and then a period is to add all files. If we hit git status, we see all the files that are staged to be added from our first commit. So now we want to commit the files that we staged in our local repository. To do this, we use the command git commit with the message first commit. We'll hit enter, and we see that 7 files have been changed. At the top of our GitHub repository's quick setup page, we want to click to copy the remote repository URL. Now that that's copied, let's go back to our terminal. In the terminal, we're going to add the URL for the remote repository where our local repository will be pushed. To do this, write the command git remote add origin, and then paste your remote repository URL. Hit enter, and that sets the new remote. And then we want to verify the new remote URL with git remote-v. Finally, let's push the changes in our local repo to GitHub. To do this, we can run git push u origin master, and this is going to push the changes in our local repo up to the remote repository we just specified as the origin. Great. Now let's head back here. We'll refresh the page, and you'll see we have all of the files added. And the nice part is, in our gitignore, we have that M file. Awesome. In the next section, we'll look into deploying our bot.